Kordlyss' new album is filmed in front of a dead studio audience.
All right, take 5. Let's try this again. Tough crowd. At least you don't talk during solos. This
Let's go. Come on.
Who's that? Yep, you guessed it, it is Chris. With freshness that's sick as it is crisp. Content in here that is limitless. Any other idiot would stick a bunch of filler in, but never him. I'm literally dripping in consistent hits. I'm swinging in, I never miss. Knit is swish, so sit and listen. You'll shit a brick and piss a kidney stone within your homes away you're visiting. Bet your ass, run it back. Emmett Smith, kiss the chef. I'm sizzling like kitchenette. So many fridge, you couldn't stock my wittiness. I love this stuff. I'm hip-hop's kid, never been pushing rock. Sisyphus, Icarus with this ambitiousness. Not a simplest, except for when it's Zildjian's hit. I kill it quick like a silverfish. Sophisticated linguistics, pinky lip when I put out my tracks. That's why I'm never dropping trash, but I'm literate. I know so many words. I know so many words. I know so many words, but the only one I ever say is sorry. I know so many words. I know so many words. I know so many words, but the only one I ever say is sorry. Yet another self-aware intro. I'd be nothing if I wasn't consistent. Always sounding ever so slightly off tempo. It's not intentional, I'm not a musician. I don't understand theory, discordant has no progression. I'm abysmal with rhythm and fucking acid expression. There's a lack of real depth to my whole act, it's impressive. Over a decade of creating hundreds of tracks with no message. It's a classic attention deficit that hasn't been addressed. Yes, I'm also bad at compression, cause I failed to mix things up when I'm trapped in a session. Don't ever ask him a question about the math of it. Everything I do is just the after effects of an accident's lesson. In fact, I'm consistently scratching my head in disbelief that I spit this clean, though I haven't actually read shit since I was tasked by professors before we had 2 recessions. Either way, I'm back with a vengeance. This man's all in on the fall of humanity, like Sam Altman, and glad I never gave it a shot, like them off-brand Baldwins. Wallin, every B. Dalton or Dan Walden. Books, I'm a sham, and it's a shame that no Vincent D'Onofrio, Will Wow, can stop him. Playing possum's not even an option, cause I'm a human. That or a giant hand-talking, ham-hawking, a help but a fam starving, and Margaret, and a sequel to Carnal Knowledge with Matt Broderick. Yeah, I've always looked like Jan Joplin with some strands and locks clipped. Cat calling, actual cats. Also, fat joggers, people in plaid, and people with bad posture, plus people with McDonald's bags in their back pockets, people who slam sausages and are fans of watching it being made. He is based using my login names as passwords and my passwords as logins. Political lightning rod like the guy with my initials or Morgan Wallen. Let that line sink in like it's Jack Dawson while I tap dance off this cosmic black comedy. Can't believe that jackass ain't butter, he banned margarine. I got such a backlog of half-cocked quips. There's an actual log lodged in my actual, my actual cockpit. A hack if I'm lucky, imagine that progress. I'm factual if not too graphic for the rap scene to digest. Bask in this nonsense, it's radical cause it's diametrically opposed to those fascists and Nazis. Smash them like Godzilla, throw them back to the Bronze Age where the grass is more copper. I'm the most ratchet amongst us, but if alas it's a contest to who can hate the hardest, regardless of race or who you are gonna bang, I'm sorry to say I might be far and away the most averse to all this, and I'll scream it at the top of my lungs from the top of the pulpit. I'm hopped up on falsehoods and drunk off a soulless. This if 2026 signals a singularity, then just call me Blue Chris.
Let's talk about these tracks of yours. Folks are calling them schwicky schwick, whatever that means. How are you cooking them up?
Nothing wild. I just layer sounds, twist them around, see what sticks. It's not some secret lab.
You working with...
Mama said knock you out. The me and eat an Ambien. I cease to sleep like fans of him. I seem to need my Z's away that Lila needs. That Brannigan, it's creeping me to be in the vicinity of that like it's a deacon eating ass while priests get BJs at the Vatican. People with the nap into me just seem like masochists. My peak is in the afternoon till 3 p.m. Crash for him, but he be bleeding caffeine and can speak or even flap a lip without me seeming asshole-ish. Jesus, please take out a band, you're grinding teeth, distracting them. So what you have some deity? So what your mood is massive shifts? So what your poops are massive shits? At least you do things fast as tits. Even if the half-assed reenactments of Jim Gaffigan bits, and it's so bad that even my wheezing is dispassionate. Decongested flow, there's no breathing without afferent. Finding peace in me is as easy as volleying with a BB gun and badminton. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep.
Stick, sip, jog, breathe deep. We're there. Dinner, present, pollen, yup, down to the cellular level. Hi, beach day, mountain hike, space flight. Doesn't matter. You're in it. Because the most genius cross-marketing strategy ever is simple. Be part of literally every literal thing and person and thing literally.
Hi, you bastards. I'd like to have just a moment of your time to harass you about the kind of tracks that you can expect from this licensed half-wit. So, each rhyme's organic, with free range, I led a life that was quite fantastic. So, vitamin packed, yet the guy who raps them is likely comprised of 95% microplastics. All I eat is bottled water, all I drink is styrofoam. All my songs are polyvinyl, all my flows got isotones. Synthetic as heck, is me even human? Got PVC tubing instead of my neck. Genetically, I'm LDPE from head to feet, except for my chest, which is Kevlar, I guess. It's never been tested, it just says that in pen. Whenever I get wood, it's whatever's in desks. Solid yet hollow, in the center is shreds. Rhetoric's a chemical mess. Each element's mixed till it's gelatinous, and my cells are at rest. This fella's not flesh, a skeleton any longer. He's a vessel for crest. Poland Spring and Uncle Ben. If I buck the trend by hitting 100%, I'll live forever, I bet. Hi, you bastards. I'd like to have just a moment of your time to harass you about the kind of tracks that you can expect from this spineless has-been. So, each rhyme's organic, was free range, and led a life that was quite fantastic. So, vitamin packed, yet the guy who raps them is likely comprised of 99% microplastics. IBS and hyperactiveness, finds elastic, dips like tobacco, then high as atmosphere. Mind is blasted like it was designed by NASA with all the science backwards. I don't know why I'm like this, but every time I flap lips, out pops a giant asterisk. Cause the literal fabric of our lives is now nylon spandex. It's like a rite of passage to find out dying's actually just transition into your next phase as a biohazard devoid of cytoplasm. The noise of life is at 6. 8.5 if you're half bottle. McDonald's and scratch lottos. Glasses are goggles, heads bobble. You feel me via haptics. Cybernetics, splicing data with my genetics. I look back at the simpler times when all we had to worry about was Mayan prophecies and Dianetics. Now there's twice the taxes, and with the price of everything, we might as well sell ourselves back to these companies to recycle that shit. Oh boy, do I fixate to the point that it's insane. Fixate, and it's rarely not on big things that I fixate on. What they flavor of the day is I can't always dictate. Fixate, I fixate on how much I fixate. Much to my wife's dismay, and it ain't like it's been this way since the 5th grade. It's some relatively new shit I now have ingrained. Fixate. Sometimes I end up with a mixtape, which great, makes me feel better that I fixate. But I've been exhibiting behavior that is getting more risque, overbuying too much useless shit and losing space. Fixate, maybe someday I'll be able to actually fix me. But for now I'ma just remain in pain with this sick brain. It's Chris K. Shit, wait, I have a growing obsession with growing obsessions. If there's not enough problems, I will go manifest them. It's not that uncommon, I don't hope for the best. Since when my eyes appear closed, it's known I'm not resting. Always attending an ocean of sentences when someone poses a question. Can't help but interrupt with my own interjections that have no relevance, or jokes at expenses of the folks that have said them. Let's hope that no one's addressed them, cause if they do, I won't just go for a second. I might rattle on for a whole damn semester and still won't impart on you any notes or a lesson. I can keep a focus, it's endless amounts of moles. I can mold it to Everest, I'm a pro at it, yet it seems I need to get off my high horse. I'm not a stoner equestrian who lets a secondhand smoke get his only real friend rip. so much erosion of this frontal lobe, it's upsetting. At least my emotions are better, but literally nothing else is. I'm the totalist wreckman, go get a tow truck. I look like a cokehead that's pressed in.